Hello, Alan.
Hello, Miss Lizzie.
Today we're going to do something new for you and me. We are going to do something called fables, right? So they say that fables are good to read. So we are going to read one today. Okay? So would you like to read what it says?
Fables are good to read. They are a wonderful way to teach people about morals and life lessons. They are stories that have been passed down over generations, trickling down to the present. Hang on, my thing's cutting off the picture. Cutting off the present to deliver important lessons about life, nature, love, friendship, and being a good person.
Okay. So they tell us that they are good to read and that they gave us a secret message. Have you ever read fables before?
I only vaguely remember something called Alsop's Fables. That's the only thing that connects me with fables. Alsop's, is that right?
Yes, that's
Oh, the fox
correct.
and the grapes. Okay, I don't know
So,
this one. All right.
so we're going to do the one that you're saying. Fox is this animal we can see here. And if you had to tell me a characteristic about this animal, what would you say? What is this animal like? Is it a silly animal? Is it a clumsy animal? A fox? What is a fox?
It's almost like a wild dog, really. That's how I would describe it as. The only outstanding feature with this animal is its long, bushy tail, with a very long, furry tail. But I'll say they're harmless. They're not to the farmers because they are devils and they will steal chickens and poultry in general because they have to eat. And they're just like any wild animal. They will hunt down their food, and chickens are always, or birds in general, are always the first source of food. But other than that, they're such a beautiful looking animal, and you can't but help fall in love with their face, really.
Well, have you seen that in stories? Normally they're quite clever and cunning to get what they want. So I think that in stories, they are a characteristic of being clever and cunning. Okay, Alan, would you like to read the story today?
Okay. One afternoon, a fox was walking through the forest and spotted a bunch of grapes hanging from a lofty branch. Just the thing to quench my thirst, said the fox. Taking a few steps back, the fox jumped and just missed the hanging grapes. Again, the fox took a few paces back and tried to reach them, but still failed. Finally, giving up, the fox turned up his nose and said, "They're probably sour anyway." Then he walked away. So the moral of this story is it's easy to despise what you cannot have.
Right. And to help our viewers, I have put some words here. So, Alan, can you continue to read?
Oh, yeah. People are constantly angry or bitter about things that they can't have or don't have access to. It's a natural response, but it is also a waste of time. And there's all sorts of examples that whereby you wish you had what your neighbor has or your friend. It's got sort of envy, really, but you
Mm.
can't have it. It's as simple as that. It's beyond your means or whatever. But yes, it's you just have to be content with what you have in life.
It says here, nothing comes easy without hard work. So this is the moral of the story, that we are human and sometimes we get angry quickly when we can't get what we want.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
Alan, let's read the vocabulary.
To spot or to see.
Right. So here it says, and spotted a bunch of grapes. So it means that he saw a bunch of grapes. So we're looking at the vocabulary. The next one.
Lofty, high up. Oh, yes. Obviously, these grapes are out of his reach, aren't they? They're high up on the brow of a tree. He can't reach them.
Right. So here we see it in the story, a lofty branch. A branch is this brown piece of wood on a tree.
Yes. To quench. Satisfy one's thirst by drinking. Quench. Yes. A thirst, a longing for something to drink. To miss. To fail.
Now, miss can have many different meanings,
Oh, yes.
but in this context, this is the one it wants to say, that the fox failed to be able to reach the grapes. So here in this context, it's to fail.
Paces, steps. Yes, he took a few steps back because he thought, well, if I get a bit further back, I can maybe take a run and jump at it and I can reach the grapes. So he had to take a few paces or steps back to enable him to do that. So sometimes steps are referred to as paces.
Yeah.
And to reach, stretch out an arm in order to touch. Yeah, sometimes when you try to reach something that is high up, maybe something in on a shelf above your eye level, and you have to reach or stretch up to enable you to bring down whatever it is you're looking for. To fail, not to achieve one's goal. Well, that happens in many instances, but to fail an examination, of course, means that you didn't pass it. So you failed.
So here in the story, so here in the story, he took some paces back and tried to reach the grapes, but he failed. So
He failed,
he
yeah.
wasn't able to do it.
Yeah. To give up, to stop making an effort. Well, clearly the fox tried, I say several, at least twice, and failed miserably, if you like. And so he just gave up. He stopped making an effort. He thought it wasn't worth the effort trying to reach these grapes. It was sapping all his energy. So he just turned away and forgot about it. Oh, well, here we are. To turn up one's nose, to refuse to accept. Yes, on his first attempt, this was what was going through his mind. He thought, well, I refuse to accept I cannot reach these grapes. I will try one more time. But even on the second attempt, he couldn't reach the grapes. So he had to turn up his nose, if you like, and say, forget it, I cannot reach them.
Yeah. So he turned up his nose and walked away.
I've got better things to do with myself.
Yeah. Now, to be sour.
Sour, oh, acid taste. Well, grapes can be very sweet or very acid, as we say. And when they're sour, they do have a bitter taste. They're not pleasant. I don't think many people like things that are acid. And so they're the complete opposite to something that is sweet. To despise, oh gosh, that's a strong word. A strong dislike. Well, it does. To despise what you cannot have is a bit strong, really. I think you have to be very, what would be the word, strong-minded to despise something that you cannot have. But I can't think of another way out.
Look at this.
Oh, a bitter mood. Yeah, sometimes when you have an argument with somebody and it ends up in an unsatisfactory manner, somebody will say, that's just sour grapes. Don't worry, it was a bitter mood and you just have to beg to differ.
So this expression may have come from this fable.
Oh, from desire to hatred purely. Yes, sour grapes.
We very quickly turn from desire, something we want, to
Ah,
hatred,
right.
purely because we don't get what we want.
That's where your emotions can kick in, and you might despise this person because they wouldn't give you what they wanted, but that would be a bit strong, really.
So this is where sour grapes came from, maybe this fable, and people use it a lot.
Sour grape became such a famous. Oh, yes. Yes,
Now,
I've heard it from time to time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you said despise is a very strong word. Now, here's another strong word,
Yeah.
hate. Can you
Yeah.
see hate?
Mm.
Do you often use the word hate?
Um, Oh, only when I absolutely don't like doing something that I really detest. I hate doing this, or I hate doing something. It may be a decision about something which is very difficult, or it could be some kind of work that you hate getting your hands dirty. I hate this.
So we have the word dislike, and then we have the word hate, which is a lot stronger. I try personally not to use the word hate
Yes.
because it can have a very strong emotional feeling, or people can use it very lightly. I don't know, but I try
Yeah.
not to use it myself.
I think dislike would be a milder way of putting it. I dislike doing this kind of work, rather than I hate it. Children often say that, I hate you. I hate
This is
you.
maybe why I don't want to use it in front of the children, so they don't get in a habit of saying it.
No, 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 no.
So maybe we should try and enrich our vocabulary to
That's
express
right.
our dislike, but not use the word hate.
Yes.
Well, what did you think about the fable?
Well, that was a good a moral to that story was that you cannot always have what you want in life, and therefore you have to accept it. I would prefer to use the word envy more than anything. You can be envious of that somebody has got something that you don't have, but that's about all. I wouldn't think any deeper than that. Just a feeling of envious, green with envy.
But is there something we can say envy is healthy or something like that? If you envy someone, it's not a bad thing. It just means that you would like to have the same thing as the other person.
Oh, well, yes, of course, yes, yes, yes. I'd like to be a millionaire, but I know I never will be one.
We'll have to look up green with envy. I will look it up later and put it in the
Yes, I don't
post.
know why we use the word green with envy because a face doesn't turn green. We might turn red if we're shy or embarrassed, but why they use the word green, I'll never know.
I will look it up, Alan, and I will post
Okay.
it so you can read it. So I hope you enjoyed that fable. I just thought it was something different. There was lots of new vocabulary for people there, like spotted, which means see, etc. And this is another way of enriching the conversation by coming in contact with some new vocabulary and also reading the fable. Okay, Alan, thanks for helping me out.
You're very welcome.
And I hope people find this interesting.